Hello everyone, welcome to another Spirit Guided Messages message. This one is in two parts. One of them obviously is going to be in succession of what we've been talking about in the past, and that is shifting from 3D to 5D. So there's further information for you, further guidance, further relief, if you will, from what you're going through. The other reason I wanted to talk to you today was I've had viewers that have asked me for help in communicating with their guides or their loved ones who have passed over, who are on the other side. And so my way of helping you with that is I will be offering the beginning of November an opportunity for you to join myself and others in a live group channeling session. Now, there is obviously going to be a limit as to how many people can be included in that. And if it goes really well, if you have, if there seems to be a really strong interest in going in that direction with me and being guided in a way to channel your own spirit guides and loved ones from the other side. I mean, basically your spirit guides are your loved ones from the other side. But if there's a big interest in that, then I will do more than the one. But for now, I'm going to have one. In the group session, you will receive at least one message, but I'm not going to guarantee any more than that, but I can tell you from experience that when you bring together a group of people and we're all channeling to get messages for one person, there are a lot of messages that come through for each and every one of you. It's pretty exciting to be in that scenario, that experience. It feels amazing because you can imagine the energy that's felt amongst all of these people. Now, it's not going to be in person, obviously, because we all live in different places, but just as I receive energies in my general readings or in my private readings that I do over the phone, the same process takes place in a group channeling. Now, this will be done over the phone. I do this through a toll-free number, okay, that those of you who reserve your spot by booking yourself into the session on my calendar on my website, and there will be a link down below for you to do so. You will get an email in response to that gives you the toll-free number and access code, what you're going to need to access this live channeling. I am so excited about this because I've experienced group channeling. I've been there, done that, and it is such an amazing feeling. It's a wonderful way to receive the messages direct from your guides, okay? I think that's everything I need to go over for that aspect. Again, the link will be below for you to go to my website to a booking page, okay? When you get to the booking page, look for the live group channeling and book that. It will take you, once you hit the button, it will take you to I believe it'll take you to my calendar and you'll book in there. I might put a couple of different dates up so that you can have a choice, but that's about it. And like I said, there is going to be limited space for this, so I'm assuming it's going to book up fairly fast. I look forward to doing this group channeling with all of you that decide you want to be a part of it. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, now on to the next message here, or the actual spirit-guided message. This is in regards to making the shift from 3D to 5D, what you can expect, what you have been feeling, what you might be going through, what you're going to experience. Now, I do have notes here, so I'm going to keep looking back at those so I don't forget what I wanted to put across, what Spirit wants you to be aware of. Again, I'm going to stress the fear and anxiety. I don't I don't get pulled under very much anymore. It's been, months. I believe the last time I felt this kind of fear and anxiety was probably in January. So for me to be sensing this again, and it is dissipating now. It's almost completely left my physicality at this point. But if you are feeling overwhelmed by fear and anxiety, please, please, please just move through it. Know that it's just a symptom of what you're going through. It is your body, your physicality trying to keep up with the spiritual growth. This is huge. I'm not sure you understand just how big a shift this is that we're all making right now into 5D. This is, when I say making the shift from 3D to 5D, I want you to fully understand that sounds kind of cool and neat and, and all of that. But in actuality, what's happening is you're all going through an immense shift in consciousness. This is all about the raising of your vibration, the raising of your frequency, your energetic frequency. You're becoming somebody else on a very spiritual level. This is your soul and spirit growing exponentially, very short period of time. So your physicality, your ego, your human beingness is really struggling to keep up with this, and it's causing the fear and it's causing the anxiety. Now that fear and anxiety is on an ego level, okay? Now, ego isn't all bad. I know people talk about you've got to let go of your ego, you've got to get rid of your ego. You will never get rid of your ego. Your ego is what keeps you safe. Your ego is there for a reason. However, that being said, it's being asked to take the back seat to your soul. And up to this point, for the most part, human beings live with the ego behind the driver's seat and the soul in the trunk, not even in the back seat, okay? It's like we're totally unaware that it's traveling with us. We are now making a shift. And when you shift into 5D, it's like you're putting the ego not in the trunk, because you need to be aware that it is there, but it's in the back seat. It's on the floor of the back seat, okay? So you can't even see it in the rearview mirror. This is all about your soul. Now, part of what you're going to experience, if you haven't already, or if you have and don't understand what it was, you're gonna be working through the chakras that need to be balanced and strengthened. So some of you, if it's about a third eye, a crown chakra being opened, balanced, strengthened, you could be going through a time of experiencing a lot of headaches, maybe even migraine headaches, dizziness, being off balance. I know I have been off balance. I haven't really suffered from the headaches so much, but there have been times where I have suffered imbalances or the feeling of being dizzy, lightheaded, where I have literally almost fallen over, but I catch myself. So that's happening. Your throat chakra. You will have sore throats. You will constantly be feeling a need to clear your throat. You might even feel a tightness in your throat or in your jaw, because it's getting you ready and strengthening you for the ability to communicate from this higher consciousness, okay? Because you're being reworked from head to toe. You are going to know things that you didn't know before. If it's a heart chakra thing, you will feel likely a tightness in your chest. Some of you could actually be feeling your heart if in your chest, if that makes any sense. Now, if that's what you're going through, you're going to understand exactly what I'm saying, okay? Because I know I did. I could actually feel. It's not about feeling the beating of your heart so much as it is just being fully aware of where your heart sits in your chest and being able to sense it, okay? You could go through palpitations, fluttering. It could feel like your heart's doing backflips in your chest for a few seconds, or, you know, not much longer than a few seconds. I think that's about it for the heart chakra. Now the solar plexus chakra, this is the big one, okay? Because the solar plexus chakra is the way your soul or your inner being is going to communicate with you. It's through emotion and feeling in your solar plexus chakra. Now that one is located just above your belly button. It's basically where your gut is situated. And that's why you hear the saying, go with your gut. Because that is your higher self communicating with you. Now in this chakra, this is where you're going to feel the fear and the anxiety. And now depending on which chakra you have that needs more work or more clearing or more balancing, that's the one you're going to feel the strongest sensation in. For me, it was my solar plexus chakra. I felt a very, very strong emotion of fear and anxiety, like I haven't felt in a long time, and it's terrifying. It literally can pull you under. Please try to allow it to not do that. Do what you have to do to keep pulling yourself back into that comfortable, safe place of being connected to your inner being or your inner guidance system. And you can do that by getting out into nature, taking walks in the country or someplace that isn't the city, so there's peace and quiet and harmony. And the reason that works is because nature vibrates energetically in perfect harmony with itself, with everything in nature, the animals, the plants, everything. It's just so harmoniously vibrating. And it's kind of cool because everything has its own energetic frequency and it's all different. So when you're out in nature, understand that everything there, including you, vibrates energetically at a different level, but it's all coming together harmoniously, and it will have that same effect on you. It will allow you to reach that energetic place of harmony. Okay? So that meditation, I can't stress meditation enough. I was having one of my worst days yesterday, and I took my little girl, my little dog, for a walk to the place we normally go to. We call it the pond. I've got videos of it that I want to put up for you guys so you can see where we walk. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but it's absolutely beautiful. And when you get out into nature and take a walk through a place like that, where it's not really a part of the city, you can feel the energy, the harmonious frequency of nature, and it feels magical. This place that I go to every day, I've been there every day for the last 2 or 3 years, and every time I go, I feel the magic. And I just looked at my clock and it's 11:11 here. That's so crazy. Anyway, it will feel amazing. And yesterday I was guided to go for a drive after that walk because I was still kind of in that struggling place, that trying to release the fear and anxiety. So I took a drive to a very small town that's about 20 minutes from where I live. And there's, believe it or not, in the center of this town, there's a campground. And it is the most magical feeling place I think I've ever experienced in my life. It's so incredibly beautiful. It sits right next to a river, and we parked just inside the gate of this. It's a park, but it also at the other end of it has this beautiful campground. So I parked inside the entrance of this park, and we walked through the entire park past the campground, which is closed now because of the time of year. And we walked to the river and just through this quaint little town. This town is so, the energy of it is so wonderful. It's a little town that is very quaint. It feels artistic. It feels creative. The energy there is so healing, and it's so quiet and so peaceful. And we must have walked for another hour. I started to feel better on the way home, on the drive home. And by the time I got home, I had completely released all of this negative energy, this fear and stress and strain that I had been feeling. I've been feeling this at different levels for about the last 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even a month. And I had been controlling it. I don't like to use the word controlling, but I had been keeping it sort of at bay at best. But yesterday, like I said, was the worst. Now, Spirit made me very aware that that's what it was about. It was about reaching a climax or a peak, because it's all about the higher consciousness. It's about the leveling up. It's about being up-leveled, upgraded, moving into 5D. And you're doing it so fast. Like I said, your physical body is having trouble keeping up with it. So doing whatever you can to soothe that physical body really helps. Now, I'm getting off topic here because we were going through the chakras. So now the next chakra is the sacral chakra, and that is just below the belly button, and that is your emotional chakra. And you do feel emotion there. You will sense, you'll feel fear more than likely in your solar plexus chakra, and anxiety will show up more likely in your sacral chakra than your solar plexus. But we all sense emotion in different ways. It could be completely different for you. I was given the message that I started out with the dizziness, the lightheadedness, and then I moved through into the clearing of my throat, and then I could feel my heart, and then I felt this intense fear and anxiety as I moved down through my chakras. So Spirit tells me that is the shifting from chakra to chakra to chakra to chakra. You will know which chakra is being worked on and balanced and strengthened by the shifting down. Spirit, believe it or not, I would have thought would go the other way, would start at the root chakra and work up to the third eye. But in me, anyways, and that could be for you how it's going to work. But for me, it started in my crown chakra and worked down. And I'm I've kind of moved out of the sacral chakra now. So I'm assuming that I'm in my root chakra, and I am now needing to get myself grounded and stabilized. And that is, it's not that it's up to you to do it. It's as you feel the imbalance in that chakra, it's up to you to do what it takes to make yourself feel more balanced, to soothe the physical body as you're going through these shifts, okay? And like I said, going for a walk in nature, meditating. Because before before I went out for my walks yesterday, I did meditate, and then I went for those 2 separate walks and the drive in the country, because to get from where I live to that small town, I had to drive on a highway and I chose the highway that went through the country. It was a little 2-lane road that, not a lot of traffic. It's a beautiful view as I drive, that kind of thing, okay? Just be gentle with yourself. Do gentle things. Take yourself someplace that feels gentle and caressing. A hot bath. I did that last night too, and that feels really good. To just soak in a hot tub with sea salts, Epsom salts, bubble bath if that makes you feel good. It's whatever soothes you, okay? So this week, for me, it might be the same for a lot of you out there. It's going to be more about the root chakra. But know that you are going to work through each and every chakra to get to the root, okay? To get to the grounding place. This week is going to be a really big week for all of us to be successful, to rein in those dreams, those hopes, those wishes. It's about, like I said, at 10:10, it's go time. Now, I also in that video made it clear that 10:10 being go time, or October 10th, if you haven't seen the previous videos, October 10th, I was made very well aware that October 10th is go time. It's the forward movement, the big shift into 5D with your soul and your physicality, okay? But I also made it clear that it wasn't, like, boom, here you are, let's go. It's a movement into, okay? It's go time to move into. Now, I have very strongly been feeling for the last, I can say safely the last 2 to 4 weeks, it feels as though I'm moving backwards in business, in spiritually, emotionally. It feels like I'm reversing. It's, in the last video I said it feels, because I started to feel like I needed to move really fast, like there was a fast moving energy around me, and that was after go time. And it felt like I was being moved through a birth canal, so to speak. And I feel like that is what was happening. I was being moved through a channel that was going to be taking away things that I no longer needed moving forward. Part of that was fear and anxiety, because I used to feel that a lot in my life. But I think also the fast pace moving through that birth canal was causing a lot of the fear and anxiety that I was re-feeling, re-sensing in my solar plexus chakra. And in actuality, what it was, or what it is, Spirit is now showing me, now I can't remember what it's called, a slingshot. We are in the, I don't know what to call this, but the cup of the slingshot. We're being pulled back in this slingshot, and that was happening very fast, okay? So although I felt it being a fast forward moving energy, it was just a fast energy working around me, because things are happening very quickly now. But you are being pulled back in the slingshot, and you are about to be let go and catapulted into your future. And that's this week. This week is the shift, the fast forward moving energy. You're being catapulted onto your path that's going to lead to your destiny, wish fulfillment, bliss, happiness, love, all the things you've been asking for, wishing for, dreaming of. Now's the time, this week, The veil is thinning this week, and there will be an easier access for your guides to reach you and give you the messages that you need to hear, okay? So meditating, again, meditation is going to be a big help for you this week. Not that you're necessarily going to receive the messages during meditation, but it's going to put you in the relaxed receiving mode so you can be open to receiving those messages, those impulses, because this is a time for impulse and inspiration. And it's those impulses and inspiration for you to move forward that's going to bring your wish fulfillment. Okay? So if you feel inspired to move forward in a direction, to do something, do it. This is it. This is go time. Okay? You are going to be asked to let go of that this week that's no longer serving a purpose. It could be a business, it could be a job, a career, it could be a part of your business, it could be a part of something that you've been holding on to and have a habit of doing. It could be, again, thoughts, belief systems, a way of communicating. I have been feeling for the last month or so very aggressive, very frustrated, every little thing. You know, I can see somebody driving down the street doing something that it just triggers me to be annoyed. You know, are you kidding me? Why would you do that? And that's not who I've been up to this point. Like I said in the last video, have been working so hard to get myself to that place where I don't feel the negative emotions anymore. I don't connect with aggression or frustration. And I can honestly tell you that this week, I don't feel that anymore. I feel like that is dissipating. So that is another part of this week, letting go of those emotions that are from your past. And that's part of that, you know, going through that canal where you start to feel all those negative emotions that you used to feel, that you worked so hard to be rid of, so you could raise your vibration and feel good and positive. It's just you, Spirit says, it's just you being pulled back in that slingshot, okay? You're being pulled back so that you can be thrown forward. And this week is that week. You're landing, okay? So you've been pulled back. Spirit, however you want to look at it, whatever it is that's been pulling you back is letting you go into this week. This week is your opportunity to create that newness, to catapult yourself forward into good things, exciting things. You're about to feel your positivity again. If you were like me, very positive before this all started to take place, and then you started to feel those old emotions again, know that that's what it was about. Yes, it felt like you were taking 2 steps back because you were kind of being drawn back into old ways of thinking and feeling. Now you're being shot forward or catapulted forward onto your path, into your destiny, this new higher consciousness that feels amazing. You had to go through that to get to this place, okay? So let go. Let go. Know that this week you can let go of those emotions and they are not going to resurface. Because I worked for about the last month, like I said, I've been working, doing whatever I can to not allow the fear and the anxiety to be a part of my daily emotions. But it was almost impossible. They just kept reappearing. But that was because of the slingshot, okay? Wasn't anything you were doing wrong. It wasn't you taking a step back, you know, yourself, that you were doing something that was making you go backwards. No. This was all part of the plan. You have new beginnings. From this point forward, everyone, this is about new beginnings. This is all about everything you wanted, everything you've been wishing for. Your dreams are about to come true. Move forward. When you're inspired and you feel an impulse to do something, do it. Regardless of what you think about it, regardless of how small it might seem or feel to you. If it feels right, do it. It's what's going to move you forward into that beauty that we've been creating all along. This is going to be go time. Now, please don't think that because this week is you being catapulted forward, that it's a snap of a finger and it's going to manifest this week, today, tomorrow. It could. It may. I'm not saying it's not going to. Just don't allow yourself to get caught up in that, the excitement that I'm going to see it this week. It's going to happen tomorrow. My twin and I are coming together. You could. Okay, that may be what this is all about. You could very well come together with your twin this week. Who knows? Just keep moving forward when you're inspired. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in the what is this? How is it going to transpire? When is it going to transpire? Just allow yourself to feel the what. What is this? What do I need to do next? Okay? It could be that we don't actually feel the big or see the big, experience the really big manifestations till year end. But that's okay, because how long have you been working toward this? How long have you been dreaming these dreams? You're going to have manifestations along the way. We all do. That's what those synchronicities are. When you see that blue butterfly in the summer and it lands on your hand, that's a manifestation. When you see all those numbers constantly repeating themselves, those are manifestations. I'm guided to look at the clock on my computer and it's 11:29, which breaks down to 11:11. That's a big sign, and the fact that I was guided to look at the clock at 11:11, actual 11:11 in the first place, those are big signs, everybody. Trust, have faith, know that you are moving forward. And when you get the inspiration, the impulse to make that move, do it. Do whatever it takes to get that feeling of love inside you. Get that feeling flowing, because that creates the momentum. Your emotion, I keep repeating this, but I'm hoping that I'm helping someone or all of you, because I know it's not all the same people listening to my videos, but your thoughts are the electrical impulse. When you add emotion to that electrical impulse, you attract. Your emotion is the magnet. So if you can think what it is you want, think about the dream, the wish, the want, the desire. Think about your desires and then add emotion to it. Add that feeling of excitement and love and forward movement. You will attract that to you. The bigger the momentum, or the bigger the emotion, the stronger the feeling, the longer you can keep it. Abraham Hicks says that if you can feel that feeling, that good emotion for 17 seconds, you create a momentum that you put out to the universe that's going to draw that which creates that same emotion in you back to you. So events, situations that make you feel that type of emotion that you're feeling when you put it out, you're going to draw those things back to you. And if you can feel that feeling or that emotion longer than 17 seconds, the longer you can feel it, the bigger the momentum. It's like that standing. I'm gonna relate it to something that Abraham Hicks talks about. I was gonna go with the snowball thing, but not everybody lives where there's snow. you would understand it, I'm sure, anyways. But something that Abraham Hicks talks about is being in San Francisco. And you know how it's so hilly. There are so many steep hills and inclines in San Francisco. It's crazy. Majority of San Francisco is about hills. If you have a car at the top of a big hill and you put it in neutral and you give it a little push from behind, you can start it moving. But if you're in front of it, if somebody's standing in front of it as you give it that little nudge, they're likely able to stop it from moving any further. But if you give it a push from behind and allow it to start to roll down that hill, and then you have somebody at the bottom of that hill that's standing there waiting to stop that car, they're not going to stop it. They're going to be bowled over by that car, because that's the momentum. You do the same thing with your emotion. If you can feel that feeling, that excited, warm, fuzzy feeling that you feel in the pit of your stomach when you're thinking about something really good or something exciting or something that you love, and it doesn't matter what the emotion is, as long as it's that good feeling emotion. If you can create it, and create it as strong as you can, but create it, just make sure it's good, and feel it, milk it for as long as you can, that creates a bigger momentum. The bigger the momentum, the quicker the manifestation. And the more you can do that during a day, if you can do it several times a day, if you can find yourself in places that make you feel that good feeling continuously throughout the day, wow, think about the momentum that you're putting together. You know, it doesn't have to be huge. If you can sit back once a day and feel that enormous feeling of love that you would feel for your child, your pet, your parents, something really good, an amazing holiday that you took that was so beautiful, and it gives you that feeling. If you can do that once a day with a really strong, good emotion, that's a great beginning to the momentum. If you can do it all day long with smaller emotions, smaller, shorter bursts, that adds to it. Anything you can do to feel good throughout the day, you attract that back to you. And the beauty of it is that you know what you're putting out there emotionally, what you're attracting back to you. Whatever it is that's going on in your environment around you, whatever it is that you're manifesting, good or bad, that's your meter to what the emotion is that you're putting out there more often. So if you find yourself stuck in traffic and it's frustrating, or people are cutting you off, or you're getting dirty looks for no reason out in public, or you keep tripping over things, or you start cooking something and it burns before you get a chance to check on it, it burns. It's all these little things that are disappointing or negative. That tells you that you have something negative going on inside you energetically. You might not know it's there. Sometimes it's something that's deep rooted, something from your past, from your childhood. It could be about, how your parents looked at money. Money doesn't grow on trees. Can't always have cash in your pocket. What do you expect? You have to work for what you receive. If that was how you were raised, then you have a deep-rooted belief in money. You don't even know it's there. But everything that's in you, whether it's from childhood or yesterday, it's in your energetic frequency. And that's what you're putting out to the universe every second of every day. It's your energy. If you didn't watch my previous video, I talked about something called the emotion code. And it's about, it's such a simple process. It's fast. It takes literally a couple of minutes, and you will release these trapped beliefs and emotions that are no longer serving you. And it will allow you to raise your frequency. I will put the link below again in this video for you to go to. It's a doctor that created this releasing technique. So if you feel that you might have trapped emotions, he shows you how to figure out, how to understand if you do have trapped emotions, and then he teaches you how to release them. And I did this last week and it worked. You can feel it. So, what do you got to lose? It's a couple of minutes out of your life, and it could be the change that you're looking for to move forward. So like I said, I'll put the link down below. It could be the difference between you making that shift this week and not making that shift. So it's worth having a look at, everyone. Please don't forget, if you want to channel your loved ones on the other side, your own personal spirit guides, check out my website. The link again will be below. It'll be clearly marked, but keep in mind it is going to be limited space. Okay, so if you get there and there's nothing shows up in my calendar, it's because it's already booked. But if it's something you guys really like and want to be a part of, I will do it on a regular basis. Okay. Boy, I think that's everything. This was a long one. I'm sorry, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped. I had a lot of information that I needed to get out. I hope I covered it all. I think I did. Please just move through the fear and anxiety and anything else you feel yourself going to. It's about balancing the chakras, clearing out the old to make way for the new. And this week is the beginning for new. The new moon coming in, this is a big one. Just like the full moon, last full moon was a big ending. This is big beginnings, guys. It's huge. Okay, I think that's everything. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.